Good morning, traders. Welcome to this week's Elliott Wave Forex and Cryptocurrency Market Analysis webinar. I hope you all had a great week and welcome to the new week. All right, so it's been a great trading week over the last couple of days. The market is back, it's trending, and I'm going to show you how we traded over 11,000 pips over the last 2 months. So we're going to be going through the charts before and after, and we're going to look at what we expect of the market going forward and showing you just exactly how we did that using the Elliott Wave analysis method. Before we get started, if you'd like to contact us, you can do so by checking under the description of all our videos. You will find our contact details there. That is details such as the links to our website. Then you'll see elliottwave-principle.com, as well as our social media pages. So all the charts that I'll be sharing here, you'll find them also on our social media pages posted there. So that's how you can contact us. So if you look at on our website, there's a global chat there. If you'd like to contact us, you can use that and then you'll get the quickest response on that. Right, so our next course starts on the 29th of November. This is the last course of the year. Those that are interested in the course, you can purchase it on the website. So the advantage to purchase the course before the live one is that you get to watch it beforehand. And then when we do have the live one in November, then you've already watched the course, you can engage and you can ask questions. So that is the advantage, and that is our course. 29th November, last one for the year. It's a 10-day course. Let's get started with the analysis for this week, and we're going to start with the charts before and after. So just excuse me, it's going to be random. The charts are going to be random, so I'm going to cover all the charts that are here. Those that are not covered on the before and after, we will also go through them once we've done a round of this. Right. So for the cryptocurrency webinar, you can check it out on our channel. Those that are watching live, it's going to be done immediately after this one. So if you're just watching it on YouTube, you can check out the cryptocurrency webinar. That is an Elliott Wave forecast on the cryptocurrency. You can check it out there. Just look on the channel, you'll find the cryptocurrency webinar. Also make note, we've got timestamps on the video, so you don't have to watch all the pairs that you're not interested in. So you can just look at the timestamps and select the charts or the pairs that you want to watch. Let's get started. Pound US dollar 1 hour chart. This is what we forecasted in the last over the last couple of days. So this is the first one here. So we're looking for this one to start pushing to the upside back to about 37.40.50. So that's what we were looking for on pound US dollar. Now, how did pound US dollar play out? Let's have a look at that move. So that was the chart before on pound US dollar, and this is how it is playing out now. So we've got the move to the upside. Okay, so that's the move to the upside that we were focusing. We've gone up to 37.4. We've now started consolidating around that area, and we are still expecting pound to continue pushing to the upside. So that was a pound US dollar, very nice one there, picked up from the right at the bottom. Another one, this is pound US dollar. So another one, you're going to see 3 charts here. I'm going to show you 3 charts on US dollar chief. This is a very interesting one because it was our chart of the week in the last week as well, and it's still playing out. You can still look for trade setups on this one. So let's start. Where did the analysis on this one start? So this is US dollar chief. We focused that we're going to push up to 93. Okay, so that was the first chart. So how did that play out? Let's have a look at that. So up to 93, we focused that we're going to get a move to the downside, and we're going to get a continuation to the downside. Now look at all the steps that we took to trade this. First to the upside, let's have a look at how that played out to the upside. That is to the upside. We've got the move to the upside. We've got up to 93 as forecasted, and we focused that we're going to come to the downside. That is number 3. Let's have a look at the third chart here. How did we do that? We're using the power of wave analysis. 172 pips to the bottom already. So from 93, we've got to move to the downside. Now, if you look at the steps, the first one was to trade it to the upside here at 93 and look for a reversal there and then move to the downside. Now, this was our chart of the week. So our chart of the week was like this, and we wanted this to come here and reverse. Let's have a look at that chart of the week on our website. Let's have a look at the website and look at that chart of the week and look at how you would have benefited on this one. This is chart of the week. You'll find it on our website under that tab there. So let's have a look at that tab and look at the chart before. So this is what you got. So after the move to the upside, after the move to the downside, we said, this is the chart of the week, look to trade around the blue box for a move to the downside. Now that is how it is now playing out. That's why you see already you've got, that's why you already now have US dollar chief pushing to the downside as follows. Now, what do we expect going forward? We expect continuation to the downside. This is giving us a continuation to the downside. We're going to look for power, rather US dollar chief continuing to the downside there. All right, so that's what we're looking for. Let's have a look at other charts. So this Audi US dollar. Now look at the Audi US dollar again. I'm going to show you 3 steps here. So the first was the forecast here. Now, if you look at this forecast, we were focused on 3 waves, but this eventually played out in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that is 11 swing WXY, XZ, as you will see with the chart that is played out here, before we get a push to the upside. How did that play out? Let's have a look at the chart after. You'll see that 3-wave pullback. So there's the 3-wave pullback. Let's have a look at that. Now I've opened the image. I want to open the link so you can see the full chart. Audi US dollar after. Yes, there we go. So that was the 3-wave pullback that we were focusing, but it played out in 11 swing sequence, W, X, Y, X, Z, and a push to the upside. Okay, so that's the move to the upside. Now, that is not the only focused on this one here. Pinpointed here, this is actually where we bought the move to the upside. Let's have a look at how we forecasted that. That will be the next chart here. That is Audi US dollar was the buy area. So you can see that as a move already at 270 pips, but I want to show you exactly where we bought that one. So that was the buy area. That was where we focused it, and we gave members the buying area here, the blue box, for a move to the upside, and it has already made a move of over 200 pips. So that is the area, and this is how this is playing out now. So members get this before the moves play out. Let's have a look at the actual link here on Audi US dollar. Look at that, inch perfect, painless trade, all the move all the way to the upside from 72.20, already now 74.20, 200 easy pips. We're still expecting more upside on Audi US dollar. Right, let's have a look at New Zealand now. New Zealand was a similar setup. Okay, from the blue box, so look at that one, forecasting here, showing exactly where to buy, where to put our stop, where to take our profits. That is New Zealand. How did that play out? Let's have a look at New Zealand. The chart after, this is how it is played out. So right from the blue box, as you can see, this was our blue box, and we have got another opportunity to enter here, and it is now making a move to the upside from 68.55 to 71, already 300 pips to the upside as far as New Zealand is concerned. Very nice one, straight to the point, textbook kind of setup. US dollar CAD, look at how amazing this one. We've been talking about these moves, so look at US dollar CAD again. Well, as I keep saying, Elliott wave theory, you do not only focus one move ahead, you can focus multiple moves ahead and in multiple time frames. So this one was on the 1 hour. We're looking for 1, 2, 3. I've shown this one yesterday, last week as well. So let's have a look at how that has played out. Look at those 3 moves playing out on the US dollar CAD. Very interesting. That was the first one, and the move to the downside. We are looking for this one to continue with the waves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. We're going for the five waves to the downside here. So we are on the yellow wave 4, so we are going for that wave to complete that wave 5. That's why we're on downtrend here. So that was another opportunity there on US dollar CAD. So we're still looking for this to continue to the downside. That is US dollar CAD, amazing one. Pinpointed from the blue box, as you can see, dropping there. Now, US dollar yen, we've been talking about how US dollar yen is going to push to the upside. So if you look at that from 110, we focus that from there, we're going to get a move all the way up on as far as US dollar yen is concerned. This is how it has played out, and we're still expecting more upside on US dollar yen. This is how it is playing out. So we're still going to expect more upside there on US dollar yen. Look at that. So we are playing out this 5 waves there in the blue degree, lower blue degree here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So eventually around 115, we're going to be looking for the start of the pullback for the white wave 4, white wave 4 here. You can see here we started with wave 1, 1, 2. This is now playing 3, so we're going to expect a 4 and a 5. So still expecting bullish move as far as US dollar yen is concerned. Right, so that was US dollar yen. That is how it is played out. So that's the chart after. Did I show you the chart after? Let's show you the chart after. Look at that. Look at that move. Okay, look at that move on US dollar yen from 110 already at 114, 400 easy pips on US dollar yen. Right. Let's look at the rest of the yen pairs. You've seen pound yen yesterday. So the 11,500 pips that I'm talking about, this is from the month of September up to date. So you look at this one here, pinpointed here from 149, expecting the reversal for this to push to the upside. This was an invalidation area. So that meant that if this price move here touched this level, that was going to invalidate our focus. So we're looking for this one to push to the upside. As you've seen, pound yen has already gone up to 156. Let's have a look at how this is playing out there. So that is the chart after. Look at that move. Beautiful move. Over 800 pips there. 800 pips. Focus it from here. All now still looking for this to continue to the upside. That is a pound yen, 850 pips in just a single move. So if you look at this did not even take more than 2 weeks. It was the beginning of October, and we are now around 156. We've tested 157 as well. So an amazing 800 pips on pound yen. So it is possible you can trade those big moves in a short space of time. Right, so that is a pound yen. Let's have a look at the rest. Euro yen, look at this one. Look at the euro yen. So how do we focus euro yen? We're looking for this one to be a wave 2 here, and we start the move to the upside in wave 3 in the blue degree. So we've got a wave 2. We're looking for that. We've got 3 waves back here, looking for a push to the upside. Look at how amazing this one is. It has now gone almost up to 132, 133. This is euro yen. Okay. Now euro yen, so look at euro yen from right to the bottom, from that wave to all the way to the upside from 128.40, looking for this to get to 133. So that is the target there for before we get a pullback here on euro yen. We're going to start getting a pullback there. So wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a 5. So just like here's to the yen, we're looking for a pullback and continuation to the upside on the yen pair. So we're going to be looking for a decent pullback there. Chief yen is a similar pair because it's a yen pair as well. So if you remember Chief yen, the forecast has not only been from here. You cannot really see the full structure here on the 1 hour. I'm going to go to the live chat so you can see what Chief yen forecast was. So we forecasted Chief yen, the 3 waves, but let me show you just for this week from 119, the focus was for this to push to the upside. And this is how Chief yen has played out. This is just in the last week, already 460 pips on Chief yen, pushing to the upside. Also looking like 5 waves in the green degree, looking for more upside there. So you do not see the third wave there in the green degree. That's because we're still completing the internal one here in the purple degree as follows. So we still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Only then will we get the green degree 4 and a 5. So this is 1, 2. We'll get a 3 there, a 4 there. Excuse me, I'm out of space. So even if we do get a pullback here, it will be only in the purple degree. We're still going to have more upside. Now, let me show you the structure here on Euro Chief. So just to rather Chief yen. So just to give you a perspective of why we expected that move to continue to the upside. After the breakout of this structure, so we're looking for this one to push to the upside. That was because we focused it. Those that have been watching these videos for a while will remember, let's take this one off, that the focus started when we had this move here, this corrective structure. We expected a move down and a move to the upside, and all of those moves are playing out. That's why you see this 460 easy move playing out now on Chief yen. Right, so we're still expecting continuation to the upside, as you can see there. CAD yen, one of the amazing ones, they've really rallied to the upside, the yen pairs. Look at this one. We're looking for this to make a pullback and push to the upside. So note this pullback and see how the pullback comes out before we break to the upside. So it's important to understand when the correction ends. So let's have a look at that. This is a 700 pip move here. Look at this one here. So this was the 3-wave pullback. I want you to make note of it. So this was the ABC corrective structure. 1, 2, and 700 pips later, we're expecting a now pullback and continuation to the upside. Okay, so this is where the real money is. This is now what we like to call the fool's money here, because this move is already gone. I mean, there's really not much here to get from these moves. You need to get them right at the bottom. And as you can see, we got it right from the corrective structure before the correction even played out. Look at this. This was a correction before. Now that correction plays out with a complex move here, the white degree, what happens? Move to the upside, we rally. So that is before, and this is after on New Zealand Cape. So I think that the after one has been deleted there. Let's just open it up again. Right, there we go. So that was the move before, and this is the move after. Look at that. Look at that. 760 pip move. This is why I like the yen pairs, because when they move, they really do move. Right, so New Zealand, now you'll see that the rest of the yen pairs are exactly the same. They've really rallied, and we've been expecting the same thing across. Wide degree pullback again here, looking for this to push to the upside. That is New Zealand yen. Let's have a look at how New Zealand yen has played out. We're still bullish the yen pairs, but like I said, this is false money now. It has already rallied so much. Yeah, so this is the pullback that we focused on and a move to the upside. So look at how that has played out. That is New Zealand. That's all the yen pairs, exactly the same structure. You're still expecting more upside. Easy 455 pips. Now you can start doing the math and calculate what we're talking about when we say 11,500 pips in the last 2 months. It's because of such big moves. Audi yen, have a look at the Audi yen 1 hour, and I'm only showing you 1 hour setups. Look at this. Important again to notice how this plays out before the breakout, because that's the important part when you execute the trade. Now Audi yen, look at that. How did that play out? Then we get a corrective structure. Even though we focused on 3 waves, this plays out in 5 waves. Then we get a move to the upside from the blue box, and then we've got a move to the upside. That's a very, very good move on Audi yen. We are still bullish, as you can see. All we'll be looking for now across all the yen pairs is these 3 wave pullbacks before we continue with the moves to the upside. So that was Audi yen, and if we count that, you'll see that it's an easy 600 pips. So it is possible. It does not look like it doesn't. It sounded like a ridiculous number when we mentioned it in the beginning, but as you can see, this is how the moves are forecasted, and this is how they are playing out. Let's have a look now. We can move on from the yen pairs. Let's look at some of the euro pairs. Euro Audi, look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4 moves forecasted to the downside, and you'll see that all of those moves, they play out exactly as forecasted. Look at that. That was Euro Audi before, and this is Euro Audi after. Okay, now that 620 pips is from 61 all the way to about 156. We didn't even talk about, we're not even counting the pips for the correction, because we're not trading this, we are trading this. Okay, so that's where the 600 pips come from, just the impulsive moves. We're trading the impulsive moves and not the corrective structures. And if you look at this, we're starting with the move to the downside as follows. Right, so that is Audi US dollar, rather Euro Audi. We're still expecting continuation to the downside as far as Audi is concerned. Right, so that's a very nice one there to look at. Let's have a look at the next one, Euro New Zealand. Similarly, now look at the precision here on Euro New Zealand. We're not just focusing and drawing lines and structures. Look at this. We understood that this needed to push up here first and make a move to the downside. Now look at how accurate that is when it plays out. How do we know these moves are going to play out exactly like that? There is no guesswork, and these charts are shared with members well before the moves play out. So look at this, as expected, into the blue box around 68.50 and a move to the downside. Easy, easy peeps. Look at that, before, forecasted, down, up and down. That's how we focus the move. So we're still expecting continuation to the downside across Euro Audi and Euro New Zealand. Right. So Pound Audi will be obviously similar to Euro Audi. We're actually looking for Pound Audi to make a similar structure as Euro Audi. Euro Audi was already leading. You can already see that the Euro Audi structure was complete, but Pound Audi was lagging. So we knew that it was going to follow suit and give us this move. Look at that precision, showing where the stop is, showing where the entry is, and showing where we're expecting our take profit to be. This is our trade setups, how we do trade setups in our group. So that was Pound Audi. Let's have a look at how Pound Audi has played out. Look at that move. So right from the blue box here, looking for this to continue to the downside. Look at that chart before and after, how it plays out. Inch perfect, not even a single, not even a move, slight move to the upside to the stop. So this is what I call a painless trade. Okay, you're not always going to get them like this, but this one was a nice one. This is a corrective structure here. We're still expecting continuation to the downside as far as Pound Audi is concerned. Let's have a look at the others. Right, so there was Pound Audi and how it has played. It's played out pretty nicely. Pound New Zealand will be similar. In pound Audi and euro Audi are correlated. Euro New Zealand, pound New Zealand are correlated. Let's have a look at pound Audi, the chart before. So pound Audi, we focused that this was going to come into the blue box and reverse. So this was very clear. It was a clear three-way structure here, WXY corrective structure. If you watch our video on YouTube, how to trade WXY or WXYXZ like a pro, this is a good example of what we explain in that video. You can check out the link of that video under the description of this video. It's a very, very interesting video, and this is exactly what we used here to focus that move. Right, so that is pound New Zealand. Let's have a look at now how that has played out now. 333 pips later, this is how it is now dropping. Exactly that. Okay, you trade with confidence, knowing how this is going to play out. So that's what we've got, and we're still expecting more downside there. Right, so that was a pound New Zealand. Let's look at the rest pound CAD. So pound CAD from right here at the top. So we were expecting this one to drop here. We have made a slight push to the upside here, but we did not hit the invalidation level, looking for this to continue to the downside. So look at pound CAD. It's already made quite a significant move to the downside, over almost 700 pips. That's 693 to be exact on pound CAD. Look at it. Look at that move. This is where it was, and that was that invalidation level. As you can see, we didn't want it to come trade here because that was going to invalidate our structure. It means that the sequence was going to be wrong. Now 700 pips later, we are still on the downtrend. On pound CAD, we're still expecting continuation to the downside whenever we get those setups. Right, some crosses out in New Zealand. I have to show you this one from way back. So we're looking for this one to reverse from the blue box here at 1.02. If you remember a couple of weeks ago, as this was dropping around July, we said this was going to reverse at exactly 1.02 area. Look at what has happened there. We've got the reversal there, and we're looking for upside. How has that played out? So look at that. We've got a move to the upside, almost 500 pips there. A move to the upside. What has happened now? We are currently reversing with this move. We've got an impulse move to the downside. Should it go up in 3, come back down here, and continue with the move to the upside? We're still expecting more upside. If I just show you the chart here on Audi New Zealand and what we expect and why we're expecting that move. This is one of the crosses. Let's have a look at Audi New Zealand. Rather, yes, Audi New Zealand. Let's have a look at it. The actual chart, so you can get an update. So that is the focused. Why did we focus it like that? So if you look at our chart, look at that. Look at that. That was a simple ABC corrective structure, and looking for this to push to the upside. We are now pulling back with this. Is this simply going to give us a three-way pullback and a continuation to the upside? We are watching this structure for a continuation move to the upside. That is Audi New Zealand. Let's keep an eye on that one. So it has gone up in 5 waves. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Are we going to get a three-wave move here? That will be textbook stuff exactly from the book, and we'll look for this one to push to the upside. Let's see how this structure plays out here on Audi New Zealand. Right, so that is Audi New Zealand. Did I show you the chart after on Audi New Zealand? Let's see here. 300. Yes, I have shown you, and this is what we're expecting going forward. Move to the upside. Okay, so let's look at the rest. Right, then Audi CAD. Now Audi CAD, we're looking at the crosses here now. What do we expect going forward? Look at this move here. So we're looking for this to make the 3 waves here, come around 93 here and drop. This on the 1 hour. It's a very compressed chart. You'll see how many pips this is. So we've made a move to the upside and we've made a move to the downside. Let's have a look at that chart and how it has played out after Audi CAD. That is Audi CAD, 277 pips, and we're only just counting the move to the downside only. Look at that. So there was that green degree. We expected that to get to 93. We get to 93. We've got the reversal. What do we expect going forward? We're simply expecting a pullback here and continuation to the downside. That's the focus for the next coming sessions. Right, that is Audi CAD. Now, I want to show you 5 charts on this one, or 4 charts on New Zealand CAD, showing you the sequence of how we focused. Look at this New Zealand CAD. If you remember, you would have gotten this move, forecasting that we're going to get to around this level and continue to the downside. Why were we looking at that? Look at that red degree, WXY. But as much as you can see this WXY, you need to understand the rest of the structure, historical data analysis. Where does the W start? Where is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and all of that? So we were focusing that we're going to get a move to about 91 here and a move to the downside. This is the stuff that we teach in our course, how to get these moves. So let's have a look at how this has played out. So that was the first chart on New Zealand CAD. I have to share all these charts so you can see how accurate this is. Now we get to this level. We see that we've reached the level that we wanted to. That's the first move. Now we're looking for downside here. That's the second one. How does that play out? Let's have a look. Third one. Look at that. Look at that. How many pips is that? How many pips is that? Just have a look at that. So that's over 422 pips, and this is how it is played out. Okay, what are we expecting going forward into the next week? So we're expecting this to give us a 3-wave pullback as follows before we continue to the downside. That is New Zealand CAD. Bit of a pullback, a 3-wave correction there, and a continuation to the downside. Right, so that's New Zealand CAD. Amazing, amazing one there. Let's have a look at the Audi Chief as well. Now we're actually looking at the crosses. Right, so that is what we expected of Audi Chief. A move down here. You can see we always put our invalidation levels. Audi Chief, we were saying that if it does hit this level here, that move to the upside is not going to happen. So we don't anticipate it anymore. But how does it play out? That's the chart after. Okay, you can see that it plays out as expected. We've now made a move to the upside here as follows. It's a very slow move. It's a very slow move. That's the move that we had there. So we're looking for that one to continue to the upside on Audi Chief. Right. CAD Chief, look at that move. Easy move. Simply expected this one to continue to the upside there, starting the wave, the third wave there as follows. So we're simply looking for this one to start to continue with the third wave in the purple degree. Let me use the purple degree so you can understand what I'm talking about by the third wave. This is wave 1 in purple. This is wave 2 in purple. So we are here. We're expecting this to go all the way for a 3. How is it playing out? Are we on track for our wave 3? Looks very much like it, that it is playing out as expected. Almost 90% of the forecasts have played out in the last couple of weeks. So this is where we were. We've already made such a move to the upside from 72 to about 74, over 200 pips on CAD Chief. Right, so that's 246 pips to be exact on that one. US dollar ZAR, look at this, another amazing one. Look at this one here. So a move down and a move to the upside, a big 3-wave move to the downside back here. Let's see how this has played out. Let's have a look at the chart after. So that is a US dollar ZAR. Look at the chart after. Now those are points, 649 points. We get our move to the upside. Look at this. We get a move to the downside. We get our move to the upside. We get our move down. We get our pullback. We get our move to the downside. How much more can you get this accurate other than with wave theory? Look at that. This was what we had there. So we're looking for a move down, a move up, a move down, and a move up, and then continuation to the downside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 moves, and we're still expecting continuation to the downside as far as the US dollar ZAR is concerned. Let me show you the chart before. That's the chart before. Look at all of those moves. That's the chart after. Okay, 659 points on US dollar ZAR. Right, so that's how that has played out. Look at silver as well. These are the commodities now. We've made a move to the blue box and a move back to around 23 here. Look at that silver structure there. What do we expect going forward? It's going to be tricky going forward as far as silver is concerned, because there's a possibility for this one to be a 3-wave move. You'll see when we look at gold that there's a possibility for this one to have ended the move here, and we can start making this one continuation to the downside. But let's watch the analysis on gold, so we'll make a call on silver. But this is the move that we expected, 23, focus as forecasted there. Right, so platinum as well. You remember how we focused with platinum, the chart before. We were looking for this to make a 3-wave pullback and continuation to the upside. Let's have a look again. I keep saying we may focus 3-wave structure here. Doesn't matter, it can play out any 11 sequence as long as it's a corrective structure. 11 sequence is a WXYZ. Let's have a look at platinum and how it plays out. Okay, so platinum, you can see here, we play out in 11 string sequence, and from the blue box, we get a move to the upside. That's how that is playing out on platinum. All right, so that is platinum. We're still expecting that to continue to the upside. Will it continue to the upside? Let's see how that goes in the next week. Brent crude, 1,076 points to the upside. Where did it all start? Brent crude oil, wave 1, 2. Notice that wave 1, 2, you don't see the 3 there. We're looking for this to go for a 3. That is one of the most important waves to pick, wave 3, and we were able to pick it even though this was already underway there. But from 75 to now 85 on Brent crude oil, who cares about missing this short move here? In any case, as we were doing analysis, we were showing you that we were going to get a push to the upside here to that wave 3. Brent crude, how does it play out? Look at that. Now you're only left with the so-called foolish money. That wave 1, 2, 3, 4, we're still expecting more upside. We're still building the last wave 5 there. Wave 5 has already started with wave 1, 2. We're looking for 5 waves here to build up that red wave 5 on Brent crude oil. Right, those are the charts that we've looked at. So for the cryptocurrencies, you can watch out the crypto video. Now let's go through some of the charts that we did not quite go through here. Let's have a look at Euro US dollar. What do we expect of Euro US dollar? Euro US dollar and the DXY. Right, so Euro US dollar is currently, so remember the structure we're looking at on Euro US dollar and the DXY, just to remind. Okay, we currently made a 3-wave structure on Euro US dollar and the DXY. We're expecting the euro to reverse at current levels at 1, 2 and make a push to the upside, but this is not ready yet. We can still see one more down here on the 4-hour chart, which I'll go to now. We can still see one more down, and then we look for this to reverse to the upside. As far as the DXY is concerned on the daily, we're looking for a similar structure as well. We're expecting this one to make a move to the downside as follows. So we'll be looking for this one to start to move to the downside. Can it make a pullback first before it goes to the downside? Let's have a look at the 4-hour charts on both euro and the DXY. Let's have a look at the 4-hour. Now, looking at these charts, there's a possibility that we get this one doing this, giving us one last move to the downside and a push to the upside. Either that or we start consolidating at current levels, and then we start pushing to the upside. We're expecting a reversal in both cases, right? So the DXY currently consolidating around this level, so we can even get something like that, and then we start dropping. So if we get a setup here on the 4-hour, we're going to look for this to continue to the downside. And obviously upside for the euro. Pound US dollar, you've already seen this one. US dollar chief, you've seen Audi, New Zealand, US dollar ZAR, pound yen, Audi, euro chief, Audi, New Zealand CAD. You've seen all of those. As far as the commodities are concerned, it's only gold. Gold, remember last week we said this similar structure as silver, and this is why I'm saying silver may start a move to the downside. We can have this one coming down here. So we'll have this one doing a WXY here internally for this structure here as far as gold is concerned. So a break below here, we'll see gold retest 1673 again. That will change the whole structure that we're looking at on gold. So let's just watch that for now. So the gold structure, so what we had here was 1, 2, 3. We're expecting 1, 2, 3 to the upside. So let's have a look here. So we can get this one doing this. Let's use a different color here and move up. Let's use purple here, 1, 2, 3. So we can end up getting a structure like this, bouncing from around this level as far as gold is concerned. And then we look for this one to continue to the downside again with the red degree as follows. So still a move to the downside there. There's still a possibility on gold. For now, we want to watch if this structure is going to play out on gold. Platinum, we've already gone through that. Brent crude oil, pound Audi, pound New Zealand, pound CAD, pound chief. Let's have a look at pound chief. Pound chief, we're still expecting this one to make a reversal there. So if you look at that structure on the 4 hours, giving us a very nice corrective structure, we'll be looking for pound chief to drop in the next coming sessions. Let's have a look here on pound chief. We're expecting this move, one more down before we push to the upside. Right. Euro pound, we do not go through either. So let's have a look at euro pound. Euro pound continues lower. So we may just get a pullback here on euro pound and continuation to the downside there. Euro New Zealand, you've seen already. Let's have a look at euro CAD. Continuation to the downside. Nothing new there on euro CAD. We can expect this one to continue lower like that. Right, Euro Chief, similar to Pound Chief, this will continue to the downside. We're currently consolidating around this level, so we're going to see this do that. Continuation to the downside. Okay, out in New Zealand, you've seen CAD, Chief, New Zealand CAD, New Zealand Chief, you've seen all of this. Let's have a look at the indices. Now, as far as the indices are concerned, we had our three-wave pullbacks, which was focused last couple of weeks. We're expecting even a deeper correction. So there was even a possibility for this year as far as this. So we've got a three-wave pullback. We're pushing to the upside. We're even looking at this possibility of getting a deeper pullback like that on the S&P 500. But it looks like we are ready for the next leg higher as far as this is concerned. Okay, let's have a look here. Excuse me, on the charts for the indices. Let's just have a look at the S&P 500 and show what we expect there. Indices. Okay, so this was a possibility there. So this means that our wave 4 is going to end here, and we're going to get the next leg to the upside. As far as the S&P 500 is concerned, we're going to get the next leg to the upside. Okay, so that is the S&P 500, the NASDAQ. So the NASDAQ, we're expecting 1, 2, 3, and a continuation to the upside. That wave 4, we're already underway there as far as the NASDAQ is concerned. Let's have a look at the NASDAQ. We should have gone through the Dow Jones as well. So that is the move there. The three-wave pullback, as you can see, we're already on our way to the upside consolidation and more upside there on the NASDAQ. The Dow Jones, let's have a look at the 4-hour. So similar to what we're expecting as far as S&P 500, that this could be a double, but it looks like it has only turned out to be a single. 1, 2, 3, and we're now looking for this one to be a complete wave 4 in the yellow degree and looking for more upside. Right, so that is the Dow Jones Industrial, by the way. That's the Dow Jones Industrial, UK 100 on the 4-hour. So the UK 100, we're looking for this one to break out and continue to the upside there. And this is how the UK 100 is playing out, is exactly as forecasted. We've already broken out of that structure as follows. That was the correction there. We've already broken out there. We're looking for this one to continue to the upside. Any consolidation here, look for the UK 100 to continue to the upside. And the DAX, looking at the DAX, has made a deeper three-wave pullback. Again, we were looking for this one to give us a double, but it looks like we're not going to get a double. And this is going to be the end of our wave 2 here around this level, because the DAX has already started with a move to the upside. Let's have a look at the DAX. So this is the DAX here, and what we're expecting of the DAX, a continuation to the upside. Those three waves is already completed there. 1, 2, 3. Now looking for the DAX to start making a move to the upside. We've already broken out of that corrective structure, upper boundary. We're looking for more upside on the day on the DAX. And lastly, Nikkei on the listed indices. The Nikkei, we're looking for this one to be a pullback to start with a move to the upside and continue to the upside with this move. Okay, so let's see how the Nikkei played out. There's an alternative structure here, but I'm not going to discuss this one this week. I'm going to look at it next week. So let's have a look. The Nikkei has already started with the move to the upside. There we go. So that's the move to the upside as far as the Nikkei is concerned. So 1, 2, we're looking for this one to continue to the upside. And lastly, not listed on the website, is the Nifty. Nifty, there's no analysis, guys. There's just a parabolic move to the upside. And from here, you're looking for this one to be making 5 waves. We'll still push to the upside. 19,000 is a possibility as far as the Nifty is concerned. All right, so that's all I had for you this week, guys, as far as the cryptos and the commodities as the indices are concerned. Trade responsibly. I'll see you in the next video on the cryptocurrencies. Don't miss it. Have a great week, everybody. If you like what we do, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, as well as drop us comments and suggestions in the comment section. We do value your feedback. Great week, everybody. Cheers. Bye-bye.